Alright, welcome back to Sunless Sea. Got to the Corsair's Forest. We had a bunch of stuff happen last time. We fraternized with one of our officers. With one very funny line that I'm still laughing at. We're still looking for certain places. Oh yeah, we have this crate of brilliant souls that we need to get to, was it Mount Pymoth? So that we need to get to first, which I think now we have to go around here. So usually it's on that section of the map. Now we are going a little further east than I'd normally do at this stage in the game with my current type of ship. But it is... Hold on, let me check something in my journal. Let's see. Baked breeze rises, the improbable scent of stone out of some distant desert. You're close to the salt lines. Okay. Here's Mount Palmerston. I'm pretty sure it said like north something. Rift. We enter Storm Bones. St. Elgius sends his fire to dance in the air on deck. Very far away we see great light of the Ragged Crow. Something is underwater a distance to the east. I didn't see a dock there. Where did everyone go? Where did they go? They're here. They're here. You're not alone. Am I starting to lose it? What's happening? Elfos Rift. Abyss. We are on the topmost part of the map. This must be Void's approach. The air crackles with frosty radiation. To the north, false stars fail in the darkness. Chapel of Lights. Sluggish wave, the ship pitches. There's something, yeah. Big crab. Do you hear music? Furtive faithful gather in the shadows between the many, many candles. A bell tolls in the chapel tower. Cracked iron laughter. Beware, the aisle is full of voices. Let's see. Eat the chapel's bounty. The smiling priest unlocks the door of the storehouse for you. Here, he says, eat, but take nothing away with you. Give a nightmare to the well. The well drinks color, the smiling priest whispers. The well drinks dreams. The well is always thirsty. This will reduce your nightmare strength, but also scar you permanently. Increase your wounds by 1. 3 wounds will kill you. Nope. Gather intelligence. What occurs here between darkness and light? The smiling priest in a red cassock tends the chapel. The congregation are shy of light. They come and go in little ships. It's strangely difficult to count them. Perhaps some of them are imaginary. Still, you note the name of a ship or two. Let's see, now have a report. A million candles glow. Congregation gathers. Let's eat the chapel's bounty. Rich and red. They have shark steaks plucked from the sea, thin slices of cavern tuna, translucent and delicate as paper, little crimson cakes flavored with cinnamon and coated with poppy seeds, tomatoes impossibly ripe and sweet so far from the surface. Gorge yourself. Leave with the juices dripping from your chin. Hunger, all of us must eat. Nice, thank you. No shops, no shipyard. Okay. Continuing. Avid Horizon. Starry. Like it. I wonder if this will be anything with the one guy. This is the end. Avid Horizon. 2 vast winged shapes guard the gate of something like resin, smooth but uneven. It is deep got, the color that remains when all other colors have been eaten. Ice crusts over the crack between it halves. Approach and your breath freezes, falls tinkling in shards from the air. It would be utterly foolish to touch the thing. A merciful wind blows from everywhere to everywhere. It passes without effort through your bridge coat, your flesh, your lungs. The dock lies empty. Open the high gate. A curious miscellany gathered from all across the wide black sea. Your companion knows how to use these materials. Certain matter in London will treat this. Look into the stars. Stars float in the mirrored light of the waves. Watch them a while. Gather intelligence. Such as there is to gather out here where nothing moves. The stillness is itself of interest to the Admiralty. It is not impossible someone foolish might attempt to open the gate. It is not inconceivable that it might open from the other side. And what then? Your journey may attract the attention of certain crimson patron. Return your report to the Admiralty in London to unlock a new story. You have seen where the world ends. Behind those peaks of ice, something colder is by far. Let's look at these stars. Oh, I gain terrific peace beneath the world. These are real stars. They burn above the roof of beneath, beyond the earth, in the spaces of heaven. Even so, far away now, their eyes are on you. But here in the night under the world, you are safe. Safe. You return to your senses, gasping. Your hands are cold, numb. How long were you watching the stars? Oh, we're going to have to decrease our terror later. Still looking for that one thing. You're on to 15. I think when we get down to 12, we need to start to head back with our gas. If I calculate it right. Ah, Palmerston's Reach. There is brim on the wind. Okay, we're close. Mount Palmerston, some distance at the southeast. Right, here it is. I got souls for you. Discovered something. There trembles. Port Palmerston. Duggan's Mall. Mount Palmerston. Brimstone, always brimstone. Sullen lights glow green at the jetty's edge, behind the port buildings. The island is knee-deep in ash. There are ruins here and there of houses destroyed by fire. Far above the mountain's top flickers red just for an instant. Take note of a veiled woman. A middle-aged woman in a veiled hat is staring at you, waiting for you to notice and listen to her. Let's explore the island. Tangles of thorn scrub climb the rocky slopes of the volcano. There are ruins here and there of houses destroyed by fire. Engage an officer, the merciless, modest. Ah, yes, you will do nicely. I need a ship, dear heart. I rather flatter myself that you need me. Okay. Chat to the port folk about the Brimstone Convention. There was a revolution in hell, and the aristocracy of devils fled here. Here they plot an exile. Deliver your smuggled souls. A hooded figure with a lantern waits at the far end of the quay. Dig among the ruins. Perhaps the villagers left valuables behind. You could pick over their remains to see what you might find, you ghoul. Unlock with 2 supplies. I don't want to spend any supplies. Let's just deliver our souls. A hurried exchange. You give the hooded shape a sign of recognition. It hisses the reply that you expected. You hand over the crate and receive a chitty marked with thief sign. You receive the promised remuneration. You'll receive the promised remuneration in London. Okay. We return and we'll get our money. Let's first get our port. A shrug and a curse. They don't do us harm. They stay up there. We stay down here. If hell's fighting itself, that's good for us all, ain't it? A detailed report on a place of interest. The Admiralty would value it. Let's explore the island. Running water, fresh water, a welcome sound. A quiet hollow, a stream of sweet dark water, a grove of parasynthetic fruit trees, boughs heavy with symbiotic fungus. Resupply, but keep away from the stream. Trees rarely attack. Fish, as any sailor knows, are chancier. Fish the stream. Now and again, lazy, menacing ripples disturb the surface. There's more in there than sticklebacks. I'll just resupply. I got one supply. Gale, fruits, and fresh water. A tranquil hour gathering the lumpy, sweet-tasting stuff from the trees and refilling your water casks. Best mark the spot. Lost one terror. Gained one supply. That's all for now. I can't ascend the mountain anymore. Okay. See if there's any shops. Malbolog excavations. Diggery, lootery, and scholarly. Also zoop. Double bone dice. The nature of these yellowish morsels is unclear. Except, okay. Ambiguous eolith. A thinking creature made this, or the sea made this, or both. Okay, got daily bread, some supplies. We don't have any money for it right now. I don't want to dig the ruins because it's going to leave me some supplies. Alright, I think we delivered the thing. We now are going to head on back to London. Pardon me. Alright, let's see. Kind of at a angle. Crawling stars. The lookout shouts far above. The false stars of the cavern roof are shifting. A rare, ominous event. What now? Eyes on the deck. Forbid them to look. You can't really stop them, but you can at least discourage discussion. They wouldn't like it, but it's safer. Record the change and assign a name. If the new shapes seem well omened, your crew may cheer. Who knows? Crumbles mutters. First officer, take the man's name. But they quietened soon enough. Other water to the southeast. What do we got? Godfall. We heard those voices that will not be drowned. This is the sea of voices. We are close to Polythurn. Hey, slow down! Where nothing is truly dead. The waves are flecked with the light. Godfall. Something just occasionally. Bits of roof fall. Be glad you weren't here when this one did. The brawling bearded men who live here call themselves monks. They pay lip service to Saint Stalactite, which fell from the roof. But their chief interests seem to be wine, blood, and shouting. Speak with monks about their newest member. They escort you to his cell. Used to be a sailor, one whispers. We were hoping you could help us work out what's wrong. Of wine. The throats of the brothers are dry. They'll pay for something to moisten them. Of blood. Offer them a hunting trophy as a gift for their collection. Of shouting. Let them tell you about past and present events in the monastery. Explore the shattered citadel. Before the stalactite was a monastery, before it ever fell from the roof, it was a citadel. The fall shattered it and killed all its occupants. Probably. Why don't you take a look? The more fox candles you have, the better. Bad things will happen if you run out. Let's just get a report for now. Tales. They're eager to talk about their history. The stalactite, they assure you, was one of the citadels of the starved men who dwell in the roof. When it fell, a few of its occupants survived to become the monks' progenitors. However, how does that work, you wonder, with their vow of celibacy? They become vague and are suddenly eager to speak of the details of passing shipping. A fallen stalactite, a monastery filled with plunder. Let's speak with the monks. The supplicant. The old bearded man sits cross-legged and naked in Godfall's smallest monastic cell. At the sight of the group, he flinches. His wrinkled skin is covered in faded scars. No more freedom, he whispers. 10 of the clock we sleep. 15 past 10 of the clock we wash. There are orders. There must be orders. No more freedom, please. The monk hands him a mop and bids him clean the entire chapel by first bell. The supplicant squeezes it tight. Yes, master, he whispers, tears of gratitude welling up in his eyes as he scampers off. There is an awkward silence. He should make a very devout monk, one of the others venture, once we finally get him into the habit. Okay. One ship over there. Hey, go away. Leave me alone. Nunkyo. Do not return, sender. Taciturn functionaries walk the docks in uniforms of postmen. An enormous crowned statue casts a chilling shadow. The shadows gleam with rats' eyes. Their ceaseless chittering rolls like the tide. Go to the postman's tavern. The Inky Blotter, it's called. The sign doesn't look like much. Explore along the beach. There's a long stretch of shale dotted with washed-up kegs and barrels and smaller flotsam. Assemble port report. You may not be very familiar with the locals yet, but you can provide a preliminary overview. Surface details. There's the statue in the middle of the island. It's hard to miss. There's the way everyone wears a uniform, the way they call each other by their ranks in the postal service. There's the way the port authorities refer to regulations. There's the jargon, the curious habit of referring to any used-up thing as cancelled, as though the whole world were made of stamps. You write about vestigial bureaucracy and about trappings of order retained far from home. Statue's hard to miss. Let's go explore along the beach. Shifty going. The rocks slip and slither underfoot, but you keep your balance. Every lap of the waves drags up some new letter or parcel. The face of the water is dotted with them, as far as you can see in this blackness, carried by a powerful current. Argue with the man holding a broom. He is determined. He keeps shoveling letters back into the sea. The sea keeps shoving them back. Assist the man holding the broom. Both you together still won't achieve anything, but maybe he'll feel better. Rescue a ticking parcel. It says refused by recipient. What could possibly go wrong? You know, what could possibly? That's tick, tick, tick. Inside, layers of wadded cotton and an elegant anniversary clock. Gilded ratwork gears under a glass dome, sapphire face. Scintillac embellished hands. Designed to run for a year and a day before stopping. Most likely a wedding gift. The winding key is not included. An oversight? Or is this a wedding gift for someone who did not expect the marriage to last? Whatever the giver's intention, it hardly matters now. Even with its key, the clockworks and jewels will fetch a nice price. Okay, outlandish artifact. I'm going to assist the man holding the broom. Surprisingly soothing. In the long term, what you are doing won't make the slightest bit of difference. Every soddy bit of paper you fling out to sea will come back in a few hours. But for now, you manage to clear a little patch of shore, a few feet on each side. The stones are bare, as they should be. Your companion turns his head toward the sound of your work and gives a little nod. Currents. Your Nunkyo learned in postal secrets qualities. Now 1, aware of flotsam and jetsam. You are discovering how things are at Nunkyo. Newcomer. Nunkyo, cultivating friendships with postmen. The inhabitants of Nunkyo are slow of friendship and suspicion. Lost 5 terror. Study the odd currency, or the water that brings flotsam ashore does not follow the usual patterns. 61% chance. I'll give it a go. Dang it, failed. It's no use. A few hours of exploration of squinting out at sea, flinging shiny floats into the water produces no better understanding than before. Try again. On all sides. You make a complete circuit of the island. The whole shoreline is alike, all of it covered in debris, all of it washing steadily inland from every direction. Not the work of some directional current. It's more as though the whole Unterzee were draining into Nunkyo. Except, of course, that force did not affect your ship when you came to this way. It does not stop ships leaving. Evidently, it works only on the post. Interesting. Let's go to the postman's tavern. Warmer inside than it looks. Faces turn in your direction, but no one seems surprised to have a new arrival on the island. Lit by 2 roaring fires, one at either end of the room, the bartender is in postman's uniform, like almost all the patrons. The noseless postal inspector called Blunt Thomas delivers the drinks, clears tables, stacks the firewood. Listen in on postal tall tales. Fishermen brag about fish that got away. Postmen brag about hard deliveries. Ask why the local currency consists of rats. 2 strings of rats for pint of ale, 3 strings for wine, 5 for tolerable brandy under the bar. Ask why the hairless postwoman is hairless. Legacy of some interestingly explosive package, maybe? Ask about that big statue in the center of the island. If there were a guidebook for visitors, it would have to be the first entry. Ask about how they occupy themselves all day. There must be more than this. Ask why letters wash ashore here. Maybe one of them will know. I'm going to first ask about the statue. The monumental postman. Oh, that isn't all of us. It's all of us, isn't it? Sort of the spirit of the island. Most of them don't seem troubled for more than an explanation than that. Though the hairless postman tells you it didn't always look like a fallen London postman at all. That it used to have a different face and more old-fashioned outfit. Okay. Let's ask why is she hairless? False Paul. No, she says, curt, not pleased, you asked. Still have eyebrows when I came to Nunkyo. The postman at the next bench diverts you, speaks in a low voice. Lots of people find habits when they can't deliver the post anymore. This one has a plucking habit. Best learn not to notice. You glance up. The hairless postwoman is still glaring at you. Why rats as currency? Scarcity is not an issue. The hairless postwoman at the end of the bar smiles mirth- mirthlessly. Or maybe it's just the lack of eyebrows that does it. Long enough carrying the things around, you get into the habit, she says. Then she tells you that if you stay out late enough, you'll see some of the postmen making a procession to the center of the island, stringing up rats around the statue like Yuletide decorations in prayer to an ancient deity of this place. Some of the coughing and choking elsewhere in the pub. You'd guess it is a story they often tell to newcomers. Let's listen to some tall tales. Amazing that you get what you get for a penny stamp. Delicate bottles lowered down chimneys on a rope. Do not fold under any circumstance. Letters curled through a narrow slot. Rattling, groaning crates brought back to the same address every day for 22 days running. The windows they pried open, the servants they bribed, the deliveries, subcharges they paid out of their own salaries just to get rid of one more package. It is hard to tell which they hate more, the senders of mail or the recipients. Stands to reason if the message was a welcome one, they'd tell the other fellow in person, reflects the hairless postwoman. Why do letters wash ashore here? The pool. It's the pool, they tell you. Dead letters are like so many iron fillings drawn to Nuncio. See for yourself, suggests the hairless postwoman. Go down to the shore, collect up a bunch of what's washed up there, and you'll feel it soon enough. Saves time for the rest of us, says another voice. Apparently beach scavenging is a civic duty hereabouts, like working on the dead letter office. Okay. Experienced in shift work at the dead letter office. Invited to serve. Ask why the postmen came here. You don't get the impression they're making a holiday of it. All unhappy postmen are alike. Their stories have different beginnings. Boredom, frustration, a fellow who was overwhelmed by guilt after a missed delivery. But they always end the same way. Undeliverable letters and parcels accumulating over months and years. Attempts to ignore the undeliverable, to shove it into a desk and carry it carried in the bottom of the bag. An increasing preoccupation with these items. Finally, a decision to meet the compulsion, to go to Nuncio and be rid of, at last, of the remnants. The postmen do not bring the dead letters to Nuncio. The letters bring the postmen. Okay, the thing has happened. Let's borrow a uniform. If you fit in here, you'll need one. Look, but not touch. They're polite, even apologetic about your request. You're welcome here and welcome to take shifts at the dead letter office, but you cannot wear the uniform unless you were a postal employee back in Fallen London. Regulations. Blunt Thomas lets you have a look at his uniform jacket at least. Neat stitching, gilded buttons, and a thin but dignified circle of braid at the collar. Inside a patch that goes over the heart, stitched with 6 red letters. You can't read it, but it makes your eyes itch and your scalp feels like burning. Okay. Try a shift at the dead letter office. There's a sign of a canceled stamp over the door. Extensive tour. Blunt Thomas takes you around the office, a small collection room where those retrieving letters may state their business. A much larger set of back offices where newly arrived letters and parcels are collected and sorted. A dank, briny smell that never goes away, presumably because of so many of the parcels spent time in the water before they arrived here. In the back room is a machine ratted by a postal rat, a ratus faber in a pinstriped hat. It shovels smudge-stamped letters into the machine's hopper, and they come out dried, clean, pressed, and sorted into slots by size and quality of paper. One of the various possible occupations here. None could be described as fast-paced. Ask the postal rat for a key to the basements. There are doors in the dead letter office that you've never seen open. Surely you can be trusted. Converse with the postal rat. Why doesn't it make a machine like this one back in London? Might lead to fewer dead letters in the first place. End your shift. Return to the docks. You are finished here for now. Make a study of what goes on in the back room. Machinery looks interesting. Okay, so let's ask about the machine. Regulations. Oh, no. Oh, no, this is right. Oh, no. That wouldn't be permitted at all. There are strict rules about the initial handling and sorting of post. An experimental machine might mangle the letters. It's only the dead material that is unimportant enough to be entrusted to a Rattus Faber. His voice isn't bitter, but he twists a coil so hard it springs sideways out of the machine and pings off your shoe. Let's ask for a key to the basement now. No trouble at all. He's surprised by the request. Most postmen don't like it down there. No one ever asks for a key, but he'll cut you a new one. Just be careful in there and come out if you start to feel wrong. Okay. Open the back rooms. The key is warm in your pocket. We're going to the back rooms? Oh no. Deep and deeper. You had expected a few shelves of supplies, more files of letters, a few years older? No, it is a pit, so dark that lantern light does not show the bottom. A spiral walkway descends along its wall, and the spiral opens wider as it goes, as if you were looking through the narrow end of a very large shell. What's this frickin'... Did we find... It really is the back rooms. We found the frickin' descending thing that's in House of Leaves. Lining this wall are shelves and nooks, unevenly sized. Some are a few inches square and containing single scrolls of papyrus. Others support crates bigger than coffins. They're made of a woody fungus, grown to meet requirements. There are no marks of carpentry or any of the postal rat's handwork. 3 turns down the spiral and you feel you can't breathe. Time to leave. You can come back later, maybe. Oh, back to nervous again. Making a further solitary exploration of the basement. Perhaps you were hasty in leaving early. It can't be very bad. Tell the postal rat about your basement findings. Gives you something new to chat about. Troubled but not surprised.
They say that's been there since before we came. Before there were Londoners in the Neath. Before there was a dead letter office. There was something else. And they built the last layer on top of what was there before, and so on. When you press him a little further, he says, I've been down there. Didn't like it much. But I wanted to test my machine. Thought if it could handle some of the very old dead letters, that would be a good sign. You know, evidence the machine was in working order, good strong sorting categories, and so forth. He pauses. There's letters down there that set your hair on fire if you so much as look at them. See the bald patch on my left leg? That wasn't a machine accident, oh no. That singed right off as soon as I put my nose into one of them letters.
Okay. So we're gonna need some stuff to get into the basement. We need a flare, foxfire candle, 5 of them. Properly equipped candles for the way, flare for the bottom. I'm actually gonna... Let's write this down. So I know for... That's something I think I need to do with this game. If I find something that seems like an interesting enough quest. I should write down what I need. What I need is a patch of clean paper. Where had something somewhere? Where's my... Ah, here we go. Okay. So, for Nunkio, we need 5 foxfire candles and 1 flare. I'm rather interested in this quest line. That's gonna end our shift today. Okay. Any shops? Harbor provisioners. Okay. Nothing else. Alright. Discovered flink node or vortex. Rat barge. I think they're stuck in the vortex there. Some kind of thing up here. Scholar's End. I'm a bit wondering about some of those lighthouses. The waves are clutched with sea rock, drowned hair drifting. Does anyone actually, work in those lighthouses? You entered a fog bank. Baked breeze rises, the improbable scent of stone in some distant desert. So we're close to the salt mines again. To the northwest. Zeal Port. There is a vast sorrow in their empty eyes. 2 basalt beasts, cathedral-sized, that frown eternally at each other across the black waves. The north one carries an encampment, creeping human figures eating away at its features like rot, picking. There's a supply dock below. Visit the Unmakers. Muscular pick wielders rest on camp stools, watching you approach, passing hip flasks around, and an unctuous overseer beckons you to sit. Carry Sphinxstone to London. The Unmakers are here to reduce the salt mines' trouble, 1 block at a time. Help them in their work by carrying the rubble back to London. Need a depot and 12 units of spare cargo. 20 units, I should say. Time, basalt, disillusion. Notes for the Admiralty. Record the activities of the Unmakers, such as they are. Rite of stone and silence. Blow by blow, the scholars convert stone to secrets. Visit the Unmakers. Fungal, tisane, and tea cakes. We get funding from the bazaar, it's true, but Station 4? I wouldn't call us Station 4. It's a little grandiose. The stones are stuffed with secrets, but most of them are used as garden statuary or occult basalt. Or occult ballast. Most of them Some go down to the places under the bazaar. More tea cakes. Lost 5 terror. Kind of story. No shops, no shipyard. Alright. Where's our... Alright, almost getting there, back to London. We did Garner's Morn. I'm gonna head south and then across. Something underwater to the southeast. Shepherd Isles. Thorwell Croft. Field Haven. The air trembles. Breath change passing. Discovered Wolf's Rift. Sheep, lichen standing stones. Of course, the bearded watchman tells you, there is no actual shepherds on the Shepherd Isles. Sheep are mostly illegal here. No, indeed. It's just the name of the gentlemen that found the islands. Greybeards sitting in the village square nod solemnly. No sheep, one says, but plenty of tales. Ask us anything. A picnic at the Standing Stones. The bearded villagers will sell you mutton stew and curfire and stone bottles of cold, fresh spring water and row you over the stones. What? You have mutton? I thought you said there's no sheep. Tales of Standing Stones. The bearded villagers are happy to talk about the local site. Tales of the 3 graves. Who sleeps beneath the turf over on the island to the northwest? Tales of the Thornwell Croft. What about the isle to the north, the one that isn't bridged? The rest of the Z, the bearded watchman scoffed. Here's where you need to be. We don't talk about the rest of the Z. But a sniveling caitiff draws you aside. I got something for you, he promises, but I'll need some of that good stuff from London. A lot of that good stuff. Okay. So Shepherd Isle, we need some wine. Two mushroom wines. Port report. Oh, yes, yes. There's been goings-on. In the bleak light of the false stars, surface roiling like a porridge spot. Up with the roar of steam and flash of fire. 3 widows swimming. Tentacles! And then we saw His Highness. There's a rather lot of his material. Something has happened, or so somebody claimed. Let's have a picnic at the Standing Stones. A peaceful afternoon. Your sailors watch the fireflies shimmer and swap shanties pass round the grog and shy stones at more vampirically inclined Z-bats. Grasses nod in the breeze across the dark water, and lights of Abbey Rock glow watchfully. Plus 3 terror. We're out of money. That's all for now. And that's all we can do. Alrighty. We'll get back to London and I think I'll call it a day. Depending on, if I meet another island, if I get to another island and, it's just, if I reach like an hour mark with reading and stuff, then I'll call it. But I'll probably be back. I just want to have some super Abbey Rock. Sisterhood. Here, the Grim Sisters' lair. A black spit of an island, far from anywhere anyone would want to go. And that's how the Sisterhood likes it. Here stands their fortress covenant. There are bear traps that look friendlier than this. Trade supplies. Resources are limited on this bleak rock. The Sisterhood will pay a fair price for supplies. Not a good price, mind. 20 echoes to be precise. Compile a port report. It's unlikely to be eventful. Knock at the iron-studded gates, although you have no recent news. Offer a gift. The Sisterhood respects note 2 things: unswerving decades of fidelity to the holy secret purposes, and the ability to shoot straight. Perhaps you can demonstrate the second. I don't have any of that right now. I'm actually going to give him first. I will give him some supplies. Let's do a port report. Nothing is happening. The sisters watch us. We feel their eyes. The sea crashes on the rocks, withdraws. The fortress stands, stolid, as the last year of a century. The greatest peril you risk here is a certain purpleness of prose. The nuns endure. All right. Here is some supplies. A fierce scrutiny. The muscular prioress jingles with knives and pistols. She reckons every candle and coil of rope before she reluctantly counts out your payment. Let's knock on the iron gate. Nothing. Far away, a great bell tolls. Drizzle begins to fall. You sneeze. Okay, so if I go there with a thing, there should be something. Guess that's if I needed money. I thought there would be like something a bit more like, I don't know, niceties. Alright, heading on back. The world is... okay, I've read that before. Imagine these things are like just giant stalactites. Ooh. And we'll do battle with these. Psychic bat swarm. Let's dispose of them. Get rid of some of our terror. Hit Mutton Island, and then we'll head back. Let's get one more port report for some additional stuff. Let's have maybe some drinks at the Cock and Magpie. Reduce our terror. Cider and cave dory. The trees beneath are scraggly and wretched, scraping a living with parasynthesis But the apples of Mutton Island are tart and powerful, perfect for cider. Cider? Cider! This stuff is stronger than it looks. This stuff is... So you stretch out in your seat, stare through the leaded window at your safely moored ship and find yourself whistling. The landlord gives you a friendly grin and goes back to whetting his cleaver. It's just one. Oof. Alright, I can't get it. We needed one, and we spent it. Dang it. You're a friendly ship, I know. Alright, let's get back to London. Drop off our stuff. That was a bit of adventure. Very nice. Hello. Alright, little ship. Hey, watch where you're going. Oh. It's a ghost ship. Oh. Or did it sink? What the heck happened there? Interesting. Oh. Listen to that. I love that music. Alright. Do your worst. I don't have anything. Alright, let's see what we got. Hey, can I get paid? Thank you. Souls delivered. What a propitious and encouraging occasion this is to meet again here in this place, which has been so very fortunate for both of us. Allow me to shake you warmly by the hand, since you have demonstrated your unswerving commitment to fair dealings and honest conveyance. Very good. My patron will toast to you. Accept the payment. You do not need to cover your cost. Refuse payment. Announce to the blind bruiser that this pays your debt and you're done. Accept payment. An encouraging leer. Here is your compensation, a little fuel and a few barrels of biscuits. What a certain other captain has widely surrendered for the common good. I will take the good word to my patron, and if I am a man of my word, we will see each other again, unless a whale eats you, of course, in which case I hope you will not think poorly of me for wishing that we will not. 200, you were paid, got fuel, and supplies. Thank you. Little request. Once more we find ourselves here on the quay side, what I suppose you might say the lip of the well of opportunities. Let us both drink deeply from this well, by which I mean my patron has a task for you. Take a payment across the ocean and bring back a little package. Agree. Of course, if you return to London without the little package, we will probably have something sharp to say about it. Refuse. Announce to the blind bruiser that your debt is paid and you're done. Actually, personally, I feel like I should refuse right now. Noble disappointment. I will not pretend that this has improved my evening. On the contrary, it has left me a deep sadness in my heart. Notwithstanding whatsoever, I might say that you have acquitted yourself honorably, and do not think my patron will feel the need to pursue the matter further. Not at this time. As long as you keep your mouth... He leans close tight, snapped shut. Good night. He refused the proposal. William Bruisers departed. I want to improve my ship before I do any more questings for him, if he comes back again. Let's see your lodgings. Let's read the morning papers. The Echo Bazaar. Okay, I've seen this one. Let's rest. Get rid of our terrors. Just one terror. At least I got a good night's sleep. A new recruit. Who waits attention? Haunted doctor. Please, I must leave this place. I can work at my passage. I'm a doctor. Okay. Haunted doctor increases hearts and pages. Welcome aboard. Thank you. This is mine. It'll do very nicely. Excuse me. I think I will turn up the oil lamp a touch. I dislike the dark. One haunted doctor. Lost 50 echoes. Six hearts, 3 iron. 6 hearts, 3 pages. Let's hear your story. He is soft-voiced, courteous, rarely makes eye contact, but often stares at other people's eyes from afar. Chat about science. Over a light dinner of sea trout and bracket gruel. Shack about politics over roast lizard and cabbage in Cogganian style. Ask about his medical career. He looks up from a wounded sailor. No, I mustn't. No, I have no stories you would wish to hear. He sniffs. Sunless, would that be Zetrout? Grease your hearts. The haunted doctor has read widely. Spend a secret to increase your hearts. An educated lesson. The doctor is meticulous and scrupulous. You spend an informative afternoon and learn much. However, when you ask detailed questions on the anatomy of the eye, he grows reticent and soon ends the conversation, complaining of a headache. Lost one secret and gained 1 heart. Let's chat about science. The nature of nature. Sunlight is, in certain senses, quite literally, law. Without sunlight, the Earth would spin off into space. The absence of sunlight down here means the absence of a dozen laws. Operates unreliably, though more reliably on the Z, as you know. Geography is uncertain and shifting, and dreams. He has grown animated. Now he seems distracted. He apologizes and composes himself. It was a particular interest of mine. Luminosity, the anatomy of the eye, and many liberations of night. Excuse me. Scroll is a little too rich for my tastes. You've dined with the haunted doctor. You have an inkling of what haunts him. I'll chat with you later. I don't want to spend too many of my foods. I want to talk to you again. Hi. Exchange a secret smile. A romance with an officer might be considered unseemly. You'll need to be discreet. Later. Opportunities for other trysts will occur while you're at sea, but not quite yet. Let's increase our veils. Of course. And this, also this. Don't forget this. Oh, never forget that. I just give this guy the Igor voice. It's just perfect. Oh yeah, we need to get him we have to do stuff for him. We got a clay dude. Figure out what he needs. Alrighty. Let's see here. We got a lot of things. Let's see what else we can do in London. And then I think I'm going to call it. Let's repair our ship a little bit. Okay. Very nice. Fully repaired. Adventurer's Desire. I will need her help. Okay, we don't got anything for you. Alarming Scholar. Give you an outlandish artifact. Oh, I gave you a lot. Thank you. Actually, I think... Ooh, I think we might be able to buy... an upgrade for our ship now. Let's see. Mainly, I'm looking to get an engine upgrade. Yes. Yeah. Okay. That's my hold. This will make us go faster. So that was 800. This is 1,000. Nice. Sell this. Do I have anything else I could buy? Oh, I think the next is going to be supplies. Mainly, gotta get up to 20 fuel. And the rest on food. Oh. Not a lot for food. But yes, that is a good upgrade. Very nice. Anything on Reserve Wharf? Do I have anything else? Ah, yes. Hand in our port reports. Gardas Morn, you have something to tell us about the pirate fleets of the forest? 30. Hunter's Keep. I trust the sisters are keeping well. At Mount Palmerston, the Brimstone Convention, they troubled me, Captain. Okay. Godfall. Pirate monks. I honestly have no idea what we're supposed to do about pirate monks. What's up? What are they up to? Okay. Vanderbite. What have the nearly dead been up to then? Wither. Refuse to ask any questions. I don't want to give them the satisfaction. Shepherd's Isle. Submit as fact. High risk. We hear some peculiar tales about that place. Shepherd Isle. Submit as unsubstantiated hearsay. We do hear some unlikely tales of that place. Okay, 10 echoes. Nuncio. Ah, yes, the place that lures away postmen. One hears no end of complaints from the postal service. Abbey Rock. We categorize it as a military installation, you know. Although that has occasioned some quite vigorous debate. Chapel of Lights. There's something about the Unterzee that breeds heresy and dissent. I rather think we might need to send the Bishop of Southwark out for a good bit of Christian shouting. Oh. I have to sell that Stygian ivory. I'm gonna get rid of one fuel. Oh well. Okay. Let's sell that Stygian thing. Okay. Oh, I also have a chart. Let's first finish our reports. Abbott Horizon. I hope you intend to tell me that everything is quiet there. Rule. Oh, I got achievement. Rules of the Waves. Achieve Admiralty Favor 10. 1%. Ooh. Frost found. Is it as beautiful as they say? I doubt it. Poets are notorious liars, but liars make bad poets. A paradox, isn't it? Never mind. Your report? Exiled. For giving answers. That's new. Whither for you? Anything new? Salt lines. The bazaar has always taken an interest in that place. Okay. So I got all the port reports, and I have a revelatory chart for you. Whew. Has a lot of echoes. Okay. I should not have gone to the shops and spent that until I actually have gone here. I'm an idiot. Oh well. He scrutinizes the chart minutely through a lens. He doesn't notice you remove the. He doesn't notice. He doesn't. You notice remove the dark spectacles. It passes muster. He remarks. The usual flee applies. All right. Secure compartment. Sure, no one gets in. You need a bet. I don't think. I can buy a better gun though. I think. What do I need? What do I have? I don't have aft. I don't have forward. I just have deck, auxiliary, and bridge. Okay. Forward. Aft. Don't have an aft. Forward. A deck. Might want to wait. Really, I kind of want to get a better ship first before I upgrade my. Let me see here. Actually, that's hull is less with that one. I need a lot of echoes for that one. Porterson Cass Corvette. 3,000. We'll get a lamp though. Maybe I think that maybe increases our I think the lamps increase our range. So for now, I'm just gonna get this. Very nice. Sell the other. And was there anything else we needed to do? Oh, hello. Is it for Mr. Sachs? Midnight. Midnight. A presence dominates your lodgings. Its fur-trimmed coat robe is red of blood on snow. Over your chair hangs a familiar brown sack bulging with offerings. Londoners give generously to the crimson beast of winter, anything to be rid of it. The figure stares into the fireplace, smelling of soft musk and harsh ammonia. I request a sturdy vessel and a captain. Yours comes recommended. You will suffice. Mr. Sachs, take my service. An ancient contract, words not to be spoken lightly. You may wish to wait until you have explored the main trading ports around London before doing this. Do not be intimidated. There's no penalty for this. You'll be able to accept this contract at a later time of your choosing. I'm a wait to take on Mr. Sachs' refusal. Mr. Sachs' displeasure is a shiver. Take too much time and he may take you. Next Christmas it would be wise to be far away from London as possible. Polythurn is said to be at least not least terrible this time of the year. I'll come back later, Mr. Sachs. I at least want to find a little more ports. Before I do that, I should write that down. Let's not forget about Mr. Sachs. I remember seeing him in Fallen London last year. He wanted snow from me. Alright, I think we're pretty good. We're pretty much done. We got a lot of fuel. We need more supplies. I'm gonna sell, I think at 30 fuel we should be okay. 10 food. Probably will be 25. Alright, that feels like a good ratio right there. Okay, but I think I've gone over time a bit. But we should be all ready to go exploring next time. We're still looking for either Station 3 or one of the other ports. I know one of the other ports is going to be down south, so that is where we are going to be going next time. We're going to be mainly exploring this section of the map. So we'll go down here, down the coast, right, then up, and kind of do like we'll go kind of more right, then maybe loop around. Exploring, trying to get as much as we can to find those ports. Did I go over there? Must have. Okay, but anyway, that is going to be it for now. Hope you're enjoying my reading and the exploration of this game. And again, if this whole world interests you, check out Fallen London online. Free to play. Very nice. Okay. See you guys later. Ciao, ciao.